We know how many people really struggled to get their plants last year. We thought we'd start bringing you plants that you can pre-order so you know you've got something to delight you in your garden. We're going to give you the opportunity to pre-order some sweet peas. Now, Mark Lane is with me and we'll talk about sweet peas. Even if you've got a thoroughly modern garden, these would go in. A cottage garden, they're perfect. There isn't a garden that wouldn't love some sweet peas.
No, I mean, sweet peas are quintessentially English, I think. You know, they're absolutely beautiful. Of course, you get that really wonderful, heady scent as well.
I love that.
But this is a really wonderful collection that's been put together by Richard. And they're actually got long stems, they're they're loads and loads of flowers, so they're great for cuttings. You can bring them indoors as well. And I think, you know, especially with the sort of doom and gloom that we had all last year, these would also make a really lovely present for, say, grandparents, or for your aunt or your uncle and aunt, or even, you know, just give them to your grandkids and let them grow them and give them the whole wonder of growing something.
Are they sort of climbers? Do you need to give them some sort of support?
Yeah, you do. So they're going to get to around about 1.5 to about 2 meters in height. So they can grow up sort of a trellis, so they can cover a wall or a fence very, very easily. Or you can put them up an obelisk, you know, grow them up an obelisk in a container as well, or even in the borders. And they'll grow up that, and then they'll just go around, they just to tie them in every now and then. They'll have their tendrils, and those tendrils will catch onto the sort of the trellis or onto the metalwork. But you might just need to tie them in a little bit more, especially with these long, sort of longer stemmed varieties.
Now, there's 12 plants-ish. They're multi-sown. What does that really mean?
So what that means is that when they're actually sown, there's few of the seeds have been put into one single cell. And then that means you're going to get around about possibly 3 or 4 seedlings per cell. You don't need to split them up, just leave them, plant them as you would any other one. Just put them in again, sort of underneath the soil, and then those will all come up. So out of those sort of 12 plants, which will probably be sort of around about possibly 24, 36 plants, you're going to end up with something like 800 or 1,000 flowers.
Wow.
It's going to be a lot of flowers.
And where would we grow them? I mean, I'm guessing from the vibrancy, sunshine and warmth they like.
Definitely sunshine and warmth. And I mean, and I think, you know, this is I mean, these aren't real, but these are just to give you an idea. This is what you could be picking each day.
Now that's different from a lot of sweet peas, which have got much shorter stems, and then they can just form tiny little posies. These ones actually form a vase of flowers.
Literally that. I mean, they're really, really good. It's the type that commercial growers use.
I see.
So you are getting commercial grade sweet peas here in your garden.
Now they're coming out to you the week commencing the 29th of March, and a lot of people would say, "Well, that's quite early. Still going to be a bit nippy then." What should we do when they come out?
So what you just need to do, if you've got a greenhouse, they can go out into the greenhouse, just plant them up into a plant pot. Around about sort of a litre pot will be absolutely ideal. If you've got just a windowsill, you know, put them onto a windowsill into a couple of containers. Just again, plant them up just below the soil level. Leave them there until all signs of frost are over. Then once all the frosts are gone, plant them outside, put them in the same depth, and up they come.
Up they go. And you got 12 of them. Now that would be a massive, big display up a huge obelisk. Or it could be several pots.
Yes.
Or just sort of sprinkled in and around the garden. Now, do they always need maybe just canes to support them, something to grow up?
Yeah, I mean, another way of really lovely way of growing sweet peas is actually through roses. So if you sort of put them around the base of a rose bush, when the roses have gone over, the sweet peas will continue.
So maybe a climbing rose, which has a flush, and then suddenly it's all gone.
Absolutely ideal. And then that way they'll twine up in between, and then they will still flower. And you can still get to them because they've got these lovely long stems.
How long do they flower for?
So they're going to flower from around about sort of June, July time, all the way through to about October.
That's nice.
So a long time.
And a bit of feeding then to keep that going?
Yeah, good bit of feeding as well. I mean, I'm quite an organic gardener, so I would do something like bloodfish and bone. But good old flower power would be absolutely brilliant for something like this.
Well, if you'd like to try them this year in the garden, we'll deliver them in the right time for you to get them going on. You'll get plug plants, but then you grow them on to slightly more mature plants. By the time the frosts are gone, you've got instant